Oleg Sentsov wants to make a movie and to enjoy life, and Alexander Kolchenko, to finish higher education and see the new film by Quentin Tarantino. After returning home, they gave their first press conference in Kiev. At the press conference were accredited more than 300 Ukrainian and foreign media. This event has so attracted the attention of journalists that the organizers several times changed its location. Somehow during a press conference in Sentsov, the phone rang. He fidgeted, tried to turn it off, nothing happened. Someone from the audience at this moment shouted, "Zelensky." What Sentsov said, "No, it is not my room." He called for the release of prisoners of the Kremlin, among them mentioned the name of the activist Konstantin Kotova, who on the 5th of September, was sentenced to 4 years in prison for the rallies in Russia. On the question of whether to return to Crimea, joking, "Only tanks," and gathers in a hall applause. About Donbass says, 100 years of talks is better than 1 day of war. At the same time Oleg Sentsov does not believe that Russia wants peace. The conflict with Russia is largely informational. The problem is not that Putin attacked Ukraine and that the majority of Russians support him. The empire is built on lies, and the only way to combat lies is to speak the truth. Also, the director said, look for good films in 5 years, Leviathan by Andrei Zvagintsev, The Tribe by Miroslav Slabshtsky, Summer Cyril Serebrennikov, Paradise by Andrei Konchalovsky. Watching the news on weekends, programs of the Russian journalist Dmitry Kiselyov. Also in prison he wrote a script that Going to Work, a book presentation which will soon be held in Lviv, and kept a diary, which also plans to publish. I played sports before prison and in prison, don't smoke, no drugs, not driven, that is, did not think about the bad. Every day in prison, it was Groundhog Day, there is nothing happened, same thing. Prepared in May to start a new hunger strike, he says. With regard to the changes that have occurred in Ukraine during his absence, the Sentsov sure that the country is moving in the right direction. He expressed hope that the President Zelensky knows what he is doing. But about another defendant in a criminal case, Gennady Afanasyev, who first gave evidence against Sentsov, and then they refused, said, collecting the image is a capture of the weak. If you want to be strong, you need to be able to forgive. He said that he has no resentment against Afanasyev, but this does not mean that he must someone to communicate.